Welcome to Behind the Firewall. I'm C&N teammate Lindsay Bickley, and I have the privilege of facilitating these discussions with our Director of Information Security, Pete Boergermann, as he unpacks the latest topics in cybersecurity and how they impact your business. Joining us on today's call is Katie Clemens. She is our Business Banking Administrative Coordinator at C&N. So she has a firsthand look at some of the current fraud that's affecting our businesses. Hi, Katie, and welcome.
Good afternoon, Lindsay and Pete. Thanks for having me today.
So you have some information for us on the top 3 scams that are targeting businesses right now. Is that right?
I do. So lately we've been seeing cases where a fraudster gains access to a vendor's email account and then poses as them. So then they reach out to our customer asking to update their payment instructions, usually for ACH or wires. It looks completely legitimate, but the money ends up, in the fraudster's hands. Another one that we've been seeing is the fraudsters guess or obtain a customer's online banking username, and then they trigger a forgot password reset. And then that secure access code gets sent right to our customer's phone or email. And then immediately after that, the fraudster will then call our customer pretending to be someone from CNN, claiming that they need that code in order to block a suspicious transaction. And then obviously if our customer shares it, then that fraudster gets full access to their online banking. We've also seen a big uptick in check fraud. Sometimes checks that are sent through the mail get intercepted. They get into the hands of the wrong person, and this fraudster might change the payee name and try to cash it, or even worse, they'll steal the account and routing number from the bottom of the check and then start, issuing fake checks, and they start clearing from the customer's account.
They'll do whatever they can to make it look like the real deal.
Unfortunately, yes.
So how do you advise your customers who've experienced these types of fraud or who are wanting to protect themselves from this type of fraud? How do you advise them to safeguard against this?
So in the cases of vendor emails posing as an actual vendor, reaching out to our customer, asking them to update payment information, we always ask our customers to verify those changes to the payment instructions. If a vendor's emailing them about updating their bank info, call them directly. Use a number that you already have on file for them. Don't use the information that's in that email because more than likely the fraudster has updated that to be their own contact information. So they could be speaking directly with the fraudster at that point. We've also suggested using a code word with their vendors. So anytime any changes are made, they call that vendor and say, hey, what's the code word so we can make sure we're really speaking with you. The other thing is we always suggest that our customers make sure that everyone in their organization follows the same procedures when it comes to verifying anything for payment changes.
Pete, did you have anything else you wanted to add for customers about how they can protect themselves?
Yeah, I would say just don't be in a rush to pay. Take a moment, look at where that email came from. Just ask yourself, were you expecting this email from this person? And those couple seconds of just analyzing it and being a little suspicious may save you thousands of dollars.
Okay. Well, thank you both so much for going in depth on these issues. It really is important for our customers.
Thanks, Lindsay and Pete, for having me.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Behind the Firewall. Stay tuned for another episode next month.
This podcast is brought to you by C&N, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.